Hello, my name is Omari Hodge, and this is my assignment for STFM. So I was told to create a case study for use in my didactic sessions. And so my case study would be a patient named Steve. Steve is a 43-year-old male who I've known for the past 2 years and has been a relatively good patient. He comes to his appointments when he's supposed to. Over the past 6 months, he has been coming to see me more regular at the assistance of his wife because she reports he just hasn't been himself. When I saw him in clinic the last time, he reported that he felt a lack of energy. He was excessively sleepy. No matter how much he slept, he never felt refreshed. He just was kind of wondering if there was something from a health standpoint that could be influencing the way that he feels. Steve has struggled with morbid obesity, and he has had poor eating habits and has not been very diligent about his exercise habits. He does not smoke. He has been married to the same woman and has 3 kids, although they did lose a kid about 2 years ago in a tragic epileptic seizure death. They did go through counseling for a brief period of time and have been doing relatively well. Steve is up to date on his immunizations, and he has no other concerning family history to remark upon. When I saw Steve there, I did notice that it looked like Steve had put on an additional 10 pounds since the last time I had seen him, and he looked like he was a little bit short of breath with simple movements, like when I asked him to stand and walk towards the door and then sit back down. He seemed slightly out of breath. He also seemed like his eyes were bloodshot, if you will, or injected. And other than that, everything seemed to be okay with his appearance. I did get vitals, and his vitals showed that his blood pressure was significantly elevated to the tune of 180s over 110, at which point an EKG was done that did show some significant um, 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 some significant changes in the precordial leads that were suggestive of left ventricular hypertrophy, and nothing else was seen on the on the EKG. Everything else was sinus rhythm, and there was no ST elevation or depression. That would be where I'd start the information for the vignette, and then kind of ask questions to get them thinking about what they think is the issue with Steve and why he is presenting the way that he is and why he's having some of the issues that he's having. Eventually, we would give him the rest of his vital signs and his imaging, if we obtain some. And once we get a relatively good working differential diagnosis that would include everything from depression, obstructive sleep apnea, hypertensive emergency, all the way down, we would then go down a different path and talk about the benefits of having a living will, and how most people don't think about those things until things are too late or until they're pushed in a corner. So I think it would be a good, less thought of way to talk about a touchy subject, but make it tangible in a way that they can see how this is something that everybody should think about, not just the elderly.